And with that, I'm going to invite our first speaker. Please welcome to the front of the room, Adu Sarkodie.
Wow, it is incredible to be here today. Honestly, it's a real honor. So, my name is Adu Sarkodie, and I am delighted to share my journey with you all today. So, this was me at the first workshop. Ask myself, what am I even doing here? I mean, put your hands up if you felt the same way in our first workshop. So, at this stage, I had no property investing knowledge. I had no previous property investments of my own. So I was like, what am I even doing here? But I decided to have faith and kind of believe in myself, and I'm stood in front of you all today. So a little bit more about me. That's the little handsome Derek before all the stress, the bags under the eyes, the grey hairs. So this is where I grew up in Ghana, West Africa. And although times were tough at certain moments, my parents instilled some real values in me. My dad would always repeat this African proverb to me almost every other day. It goes like this: there is no beauty but the beauty of action. Let me say that again. There's no beauty but the beauty of action. You see, this was ingrained in me from a young age when my father moved our entire family from Ghana to the UK in search of a better life. This was ingrained in me when I had to navigate a school system that was located in an area that was rife with gang activity. To get through that, then to become into medical school, and now being one of the lead GPs in my area, there is no beauty but the beauty of action. You see, big goals require big steps and big action. And that's what Mastermind is all about. Now, in addition to my work as a GP, I'm also the clinical lead for workforce and education, covering an area in the Northwest, Greater Manchester, which is where I also invest. And I also run a successful medical YouTube channel. More on that a bit later on. So, why did I get into property? Well, like a lot of people, COVID caused a bit of a reset. Now, for me, obviously at work, I was surrounded by a lot of death. And that hit home personally as well. As some of you know, that my uncle, who I was really close with, passed away from COVID-19. So, yeah. So that was a tough period of time, and it made me reflect on things that I had to create some sort of future where I could provide for my family, but be there for them to create those precious moments, because this life we have is short. So that's my family right there. That's my why, and that's what I've kept throughout this whole journey. But like a lot of things, life can get in the way, and I kind of forgot about this dream. I had to get through COVID, things got busy, and I forgot about it. But when did I decide to get serious about it? Well, this was the actual date, April 2020, first PIN meeting. Now, a few weeks before that, I had to miss part of my daughter's birthday because I just couldn't get the time off work. And I was devastated. My daughter is my world, and I felt like a failure at this stage, really. And I knew that if I'd made no changes, things were just going to get worse over time. This is how I connected with my why once again. Went to my first PIN meeting. I got a free ticket to one of the Mastermind, the PIN events. And then, yeah, here I am today. So it was all meant to be, wasn't it? Perfect. So now, the first workshop, I came into this with no knowledge and no experience. So I knew that I had to trust the process. I knew that I had to soak everything up. So the most important thing for me was to build that network. I had to leverage other people's time and experience. Although my work was really busy, I took every moment I could. Even this meant kind of seeing in between patients, I was going through all of the learning, on my way to see a sick patient on a home visit, I'd be playing the audiobooks in my car. Late nights, but I had to do it because I had to connect with my why. You see, my late uncle used to tell me, you can have results or excuses, not both. And I did not want my busy day-to-day to be the reason why I didn't achieve my goals. So my strategy, HMO conversions. Why? Because I knew that this will allow me to hit my cash flow target and allow me to buy back some of my time. And with all that perseverance and all that work, I actually secured my first ever investment property. Now, I call this Project Sankofa. Sankofa, from the tribe that I grew up in, means going back to the past, taking all those learnings to create a better future. So that name was really apt for my first project, and this is located in Greater Manchester. This is a 2-bed property which has been converted into a 5-bed all-en-suite HMO. Really motivated seller with 3 sales that fallen through on Property Filter. This is a really good location. It was actually really close to the first hospital I ever worked in as a junior doctor, so I knew the area well. Where I stayed was terrible all those years ago, so I'm really proud that I could create a good product to bring to that area. Now, due to the motivated seller, really wanted to sell, I purchased it at £140,000, which is 30k below market value. Cost of works for this project being £98,000, NGDV at £330,000. This will cash flow me £1,300 per calendar month with an ROI of 40%. So the whole process was a bit scary. It was quite a tired-looking property, a lot of work needed, but it's all about kind of persistent, and we've kind of created this finish, which I'm really proud of. The picture in the middle of me there, I'm so glad you can't see my face. This was me towards the beginning of the reefer, walking into what looked like a bomb site. I was like, I have made a big mistake here. But obviously persistent, and you can see we've created something I can be proud of, really. So I've put here my unconventional journey. Well, what happened after my first deal is that I realized that, look, anything is possible. Now, with Mastermind, I entered this thinking, this is just a property course, isn't it? But what you learn during this course is all about the mindset. You learn how to reach within yourself to just pull out the better version of yourself. You learn about goal setting and all that stuff. So I've gained so much more than just property investing knowledge. And this permeated and affected other parts of my life. In my medical YouTube content channel, I was creating content that was impacting millions across the world. This led me to be invited to Google to give a talk. And then after that, I was invited as a guest at House of Lords to give a talk. So me in the suit there, that's me looking quite smart, dapper outside the House of Lords, happy with myself. And yeah, things just snowballed. So then I was interviewed by international media. I was on the BBC News, which is a bit surreal. I've never had my phone just blow up so much a day. I had people from Australia messaging me. It was crazy. So that's my unconventional journey, and you are all part of that today. Now, what can happen in life sometimes is that when life gets busy, sometimes you can kind of forget about the goal, but with all the processes that you learn, the team I built, all the life was getting busier, work's getting busier, but property business was still progressing as it was always. And this led me to secure my second project. Now, I call this project Aya. Aya, from the tribe that I grew up in, means getting through really tough situations and coming out the other side a better person. And this is really apt for me, my upbringing, so this is an apt name for it. So this is a 3-bed property which is being converted into a 6-bed all-en-suite HMO with kitchenettes. Really motivated seller, 2 sales had fallen through on Property Filter. Purchased this at £150,000. This was 50k below market value. The reason for this was some potential buyers were put off by possible structural works to the rear of the property. So I took a bit of a risk here, put in an offer and spent some money on a structural survey. And that showed there were no significant works, no structural issues, just some minor kind of cosmetic issues. So that allowed me to secure the property at the discount. I was happy, it was a win-win. The seller was really happy. Cost of works for this project is 160K, and GDV of 425. This particular project will cash flow me £1,650 per month with an ROI of 35%. And this is quite a big, it's a bigger project than the other one. So we're doing all-in suites, kitchenettes, we're doing a loft conversion, and a dormer as well. I guess talking about future deals, I've got a 3-bed and terrace property in Bolton, which is from a landlord letter that we sent right at the start of the process. Similar to the others, I'll be planning to convert this into a 5-bed HMO. So I've got my summary of my deals so far this year, and I'm really kind of proud to say that the work that I've done in just this 12 months has allowed me to build a portfolio of just over £1 million GDV. This will cash flow me £4,150 per calendar month. So what's next for me? What's up next? Well, the first priority is baby number 2. You see, I'm on a clock right now, so anytime if you see me run out of the room, you know why, basically. But assuming I survive the next few weeks of sleepless nights and dirty nappies, it's all about doubling down everything I've done this year. So I've got more deals in the pipeline. I've got an established team. I've got my contacts in place. So just about repeating, keep going. It has truly been a life-changing year, and I'm so glad to have shared it all with you. So I've got a few top tips. Number 1, like my dad always says, there is no beauty but the beauty of action. It's all about taking action to make your dreams a reality. Networking is key. You've got to leverage the time and experience of those around you. And that's what I had to do because I was so time limited. My late uncle used to tell me, you can have results or excuses, but you can't have both. Everyone's got things that they struggle with, everyone's got things that they excel at, and it's just connecting with what that is and what that means for you. And yeah, lastly, trust the process. Thank you very much.
Well done, Derek. Fantastic. And Derek, your figures mean like you've almost just about hit our £50,000 target, £1 million property, just by the skin of your teeth. So well done. Awesome. Very inspiring. Let's hear it for Derek. Thanks so much. Awesome. Excellent.